Welcome, my name's Matt Reynolds and this is the introduction to ANGUS.TECH. Tonight we are going to provide you with an introduction to the Angus Australia Database and showcase all the features the database has to offer, providing you with all the skills and information you require as we lead into the spring bull selling season. Tonight is broken into three parts. We begin at the start, getting logged in and finding information before we delve into the features that are critical to finding information on bulls that are currently for sale, before finishing up with some of the other features of the database. So tonight's session's been pre-recorded. However, if you have further questions or would like to be talked through any of the features you see tonight, then don't hesitate to give staff at Angus Australia a call. This service is available to anyone looking to access information within ANGUS.TECH. We'd love to hear from you. I'm joined tonight by Member Services Officer Adam Allingham, who will begin tonight with getting logged in to ANGUS.TECH. So let's kick off.
Hi, my name's Adam and I'm a part of the Member Services team here at Angus Australia. Today I want to take you through a few steps on how to register as a new user to use the ANGUS.TECH database search. To start, you will need to navigate your way to the Angus Australia webpage. You will then need to find Register as a new user at the top of the screen. You will then be asked to enter your mobile phone number, an email address, your name, and a valid password that fits the criteria. You will also need to agree to the terms and conditions. Please keep in mind, for New Zealand members, you will need to drop the leading 0 and put +64. You will then need to verify your mobile phone number. You'll be sent a 6-digit code to your mobile phone, which you will need to enter in this screen to verify your account. Once you have verified your mobile phone number, you will then be taken into the Angus database search. When signing up as a user and only using an email address, you will need to contact the Member Services team here at Angus Australia to verify your account. Once you have received your verification code via email, you will need to go back to the Register as a new user page, select Verify my account, and I registered with only an email address. Enter your email address and the verification code to verify your account and you will be taken into your profile. To search animals on the Angus database search, enter a valid society ident or several, separated by a comma and a space. Another useful feature when searching for animals when you may have very limited information, i.e. a name or a tag number, is the drop-down boxes under selection criteria. You can set these to begins with, contains, or ends with. Enter the name that you have for the animal that you are trying to search and the tag number and hit search. This will generate a list of animals that fit the criteria that you have searched for. To search animals, you can also use the additional selection criteria to do advanced searches on animals. You can separate males from females, search by register, calving year, inventory season, status, whether it be active or inactive on the Angus Australia database, by colour, type, ownership, by its parentage, by its genetic testing, or by its estimated breeding values.
When searching for New Zealand animals on the Angus Australia database, there's some important tips to know to ensure you're able to find the animal you're looking for if you're searching by animal ID, as a lot is going on in the animal ID space. If the animal has previously had an Angus New Zealand ID, then they'll be listed on the Angus Australia database with NZE in front of their Angus New Zealand ID. So for instance, if you have an older bull, his Angus New Zealand ID may be 114, 141, 188, 178. So to find him in ANGUS.TECH, his animal ID would be NZE 114141188 If the bull, however, was for the first time registered with Angus Australia, then his animal ID will begin with the 3-letter herd ID, followed by a year code, and then the calf number. For calves born from 2021, the order is herd ID, year number, year code, and then calf number. If you have any issues finding any animal within the database, please don't hesitate to give staff at Angus Australia a call. We're more than happy to help you find animals you're looking for.
When viewing the results page, animals will be listed based on their animal ID, unless you brought them up with any sort criteria already applied, or you're viewing animals in a catalogue where they'll be displayed by lot number. Animals may be displayed over a number of pages, and you can use the navigation features at the top of the page to move across the pages. Animals will also be displayed 20 per page, and you can click the button display 100 results a page to increase that. You'll notice each animal is displayed in a single row under the layout you've chosen, and we'll talk later on about customizing the display of the column headings, but typically it'll be in the default layout unless you've selected another. To open up an animal, you simply click anywhere along the animal's row. To close an animal, you simply click in the first column at this white box with a downwards pointing white arrow. When we open an animal, we're open to their summary tab. And further details on the animal is displayed over a number of other tabs, with some tabs specific to individual animals and their participation in other programs. On the summary tab, you'll find the animal's name and some basic details about the animal, as well as their pedigree, ownership, EBV table, and EBV chart. On the basic details tab, you'll find further details on the animal, such as their mating type. This bull is in a semen catalogue, so he has a semen details tab, which contains details about the semen catalogue he's contained within. The ownership tab includes ownership information on the animal. The pedigree tab provides us with access to an interactive pedigree, and we can simply click on the dot to explore the pedigree of that animal further, or we can double click on the dot to open up that animal in a new page. Progeny tab shows us any progeny registered by the animal. So we have the total number at the top here and the progeny within each of the herds they're contained within. We can look to view particular progeny within a particular herd. EBV tab contains the EBV table. The reference table is also on this page, and a link to the Angus Education Centre if we want further information on any of the EBVs, as well as the traits observed, listing the performance recording that's been collected on the animal at the bottom here. The EBV table is composed of 4 rows. The EBV row contains the breeding value of the animal. The accuracy row contains the accuracy of the breeding value. The percentile row lists where the animal sits within the Angus breed. So 6 indicates the animal is in the top 6% of the Angus breed for calving ease direct. And progeny lists the number of progeny analysed for that trait for this animal. If we flick to birth weight as an example and explore this just in a little bit more detail, we'll see the bull has a breeding value of 2.3 with a 98% accuracy, which puts him in the top 13% of the breed for birth weight. And he's got 583 progeny with birth weights recorded. The next tab, the EBV chart, which displays the EBV chart. The research index tab displays the research selection indexes. And you'll note this is where the AngusPRO index is. The RBV tab displays any research breeding values that have been calculated for the animal and displays the breeding value for the animal, the accuracy of the research breeding value, where the breeding value sits within the breed, and the number of progeny used in the calculation of the breeding value. The RBV reference table is found at the bottom of the tab. Bull participates in the Angus sire benchmarking program, so his progeny performance as part of that program is listed here. The Genetic Results tab displays any genetic testing that's been conducted on the animal. So we can see this bull's been tested with a genomic product with 400 verified, free based on pedigree for AM, CA and NH, and tested free of DD. Visit the Angus Education Centre to further understand the codes for genetic conditions. And finally, we have the Photos and Videos tab. So we can see this bull only has one photo. However, if additional photos and videos are stored on the bull, then they'll be stored here, as shown with this bull here, where he's got both a photo and a video available on him.
To print information on animals that you have searched, navigate your way to the Report Center. Select the report that you wish to print. Download the PDF. And print page. This will work on any report generated by the Angus Australia Database search.
In this next section, we're going to explore the key features of the database that help us find animals that are currently listed for sale, either through auction or private treaty, and how we can use some of the tools in ANGUS.TECH to shortlist only the animals that meet our requirements for particular EBVs or other relevant details.
To find animals currently listed for sale, select the Catalogues tab at the top of the page. From the drop-down box, select Animals for Sale. Semen listed in catalogues can be found under the Semen for Sale option, and embryos for sale can be found under the Embryos for Sale option. Catalogues will be listed based on their sale date order, with auction sales listed ahead of the private treaty sales at the bottom of the page. In addition to the sale name and other details about the sale, the Angus parentage assurance status of the sale will also be listed. Sire assured catalogues indicate that all lots within the catalogue at a minimum are sire verified. Parentage assured indicates that all lots within the catalogue at a minimum are parent verified. To open up a catalogue, simply click anywhere along the catalogue's row. The sale name and sale details will be located at the top of the page, and additional information can be found at the bottom of the page, such as the reference size, website details for the member, or contact details. Animals will be displayed in lot order and may be located across a number of pages. Utilize the navigation features here to navigate across the pages. To open up an animal, simply click anywhere along the animal's row. As with database search, you'll be taken to the animal's summary page and can navigate across the additional tabs to find further information on the bull or female. Importantly, animals listed in sale catalogues will also have a sales detail tab. This tab contains details about the sale the animals contained within and any vendor comments related to the animal. We can sort within the catalogue utilizing the grey arrows located within the column headings. Simply click on the arrows to sort by that criteria. Simply click the arrows again to sort in the alternate direction. If we wish to search across multiple catalogues or apply EBV criteria or other criteria to the catalogue, then we can do so using the Angus Select features of the database. At the top of the page, under the Angus Select tab, select Sale Select. The first step in using Angus Sale Select is to identify the catalogues you wish to search within. You can select all catalogues. Alternatively, you can identify specific catalogues to search within. Simply click the plus sign to add additional catalogues to your search. Alternatively, you can apply region-specific criteria to the catalogue or Angus parentage assurance criteria. The second step in using Sales Select is to apply the criteria you wish to use. Again, the criteria options are displayed over a number of tabs. The Animal Details tab has criteria relating to details of the animal, such as their sex, register, or colour. Breeding tab contains criteria around the pedigree of the animal, and you can type in the sire ID if you are searching for a bull by a particular sire. Genetic Test tab enables you to apply parentage verification or genetic condition criteria. EBV tab enables you to apply EBV criteria, and you can either type in the minimum or maximum cutoff values for particular traits into the box provided. Alternatively, you can utilize the features of the database to search within particular proportions of the breed. Simply drag the slider bar across, and the database will calculate the minimum cutoff to meet that proportion of the breed. So in order for an animal to be in the top 46% of the Angus breed for Angus Breeding Index, they'll need an ABI value of plus 120. This process can be repeated for any of the EBVs currently published on animals. The Research Index tab enables us to apply research index criteria, and again we have the same options as for EBVs. We can type in the minimum cutoff value or maximum, or use where they sit within the breed. Important to note, the AngusPRO index is located under the Research Index tab. Finally, RBV criteria can be applied. Importantly though, animals will need the research breeding value calculated for them in order for them to meet this criteria. Once all criteria has been applied, select Search. Results will display animals based on their animal ID, and again we can sort utilising the two grey arrows at the top of the column. Once we've applied the criteria, we may wish to shortlist animals within the search, and we do so by simply clicking the checkbox in the far left-hand column for the animal. Once all animals we wish to shortlist have been selected, select the lightning bolt at the top right-hand side of the page, and from the drop-down box, select Show Only Selected Animals. Angus Select enables us to quickly find and develop a short list of animals that meet our EBV and animal detail criteria, so that we can better focus our time in relation to when we're at the sale looking at the live animal. The same features of Angus Select are available for semen catalogues as well as Angus sire benchmarking cohorts. For further information on utilising the features of Angus Sales Select, contact staff at Angus Australia.
In the final session for tonight, we explore the other handy features of the database that make the whole process of finding the information we want quick and easy, as well as the features that enable us to better understand the breeding and selection decisions we're making.
So in the final session tonight, we're just going to run through some of the features of ANGUS.TECH that make it quicker and easier to find the animals and information you're looking for. So the first one we're going to talk about is the saved search feature, or the ability for you to actually save searches that you do regularly. You'll see that there's already pre-saved searches for me that I've created. In addition, there's some default save searches that come with everybody's ANGUS.TECH account, which are these three. And then there's also save searches which are added if you're a member of Angus Australia with a herd link to your account. So to use any of these searches, you simply click on the search and hit search. So it provides a really quick way to bring up animals that you're looking for. To create a saved search, simply go to Angus Database Search. and you'll just need to complete the search that brings up the animals you want to save. So you can actually type in the animal name or the animal ID, alternatively use the search features. But as an example, we might put in a list of AI sires we've used for a year. So the first step's just to type in their ID with a comma in between. And then we'll hit search. So the next step's just to check that all the animals we want to save are listed. And then we head to the search options row and select save search. We now just need to give the search a name and hit save. We can hit hide save search to close that bar up. So now when we head back into Angus Database search and review the save searches, we can see there's the one I saved and I've given it a name that's previously there. So that's the save search feature. So we'll just complete another save search. Again, you just select the search you wish to use, give it a moment and hit search. So the next feature is the ability to customize the results layout. I mentioned earlier that you are able to modify the columns that are displayed on animals within database search and any of the features of ANGUS.TECH. And you can either create your own or you can use some of the default ones that come again with your ANGUS.TECH account. So if we go to the far right here and select from the drop-down box, we can see there's a series of layouts that come standard with your ANGUS.TECH account, as well as some customized layouts that I've created. So the default layout that we're in currently comes standard with your account, as well as the expanded layout, which includes all the EBVs. The animal details layout displays animal details, and the EBVs only layout displays only EBVs on the animals within our search. One important one to note is New Zealand breeders is the default layout NZ. This is the same layout as the default layout, but replaces the selection indexes with the AngusPRO index. To create our own layout, we simply go again to the search options section and select the customized results layout. Two boxes will appear. The box on the left are all the options we have for columns, with the option on the right, the criteria we're including in our layout. To add criteria, we simply click, drag, and drop the criteria we want included. We'll be provided with a preview of the layout down the bottom and can shuffle the order simply by dragging criteria within the box. Once we're happy with the layout, we click Save Layout As, give the layout a name, we can click Hide Customize Layout to close that up, and now you'll see we're in the layout we created. Alternatively, we can jump back to other layouts at any time. The final feature of AngusTech I wanted to showcase was some of the analyzed reports that come with your AngusTech account. So if we head back into the Report Center, the Report Center contains two types of reports. Generate reports, which lets you pull data out of the database, and Adam's talked about how you print out of the database already. And the second type is the Analyze Results reports. And that's what we're going to look at because they really help you delve into your search results in a bit more detail. Now, the results you'll see will depend on your membership status with Angus Australia, but all the Analyze results, these four down the bottom, are available to all users of the database. So the first one is a results summary report. The results summary report looks at all the animals in your search and calculates the average breeding value of the group for that trait, as well as the minimum and maximum values, and produces this as an EBV chart as well of the averages. So pretty useful if you want to summarize your herd or a group of animals, potentially bulls you've bought. The next report is the sire summary. The sire summary can be best thought of as a reference sire list. So it looks at the group of animals in your search, who their sire was, and works out the number of progeny by that sire in the group. So we can see as an example, we've got 4 progeny here by Tamania Berkeley, and here's Berkeley's breeding values. The next 2 reports, the trait distribution and trait comparison reports, though, take this analysis into more detail. We'll look at trait distribution first. What the trait distribution report does, it enables you to select a trait that you're interested in, and then it plots all the animals in your search based on their breeding value for the trait. So we can see that there's 1 bull within the 50 that we're looking at that has a breeding value between 129 and 135 for 400-day weight. We can click on the bar, it'll go orange, and he'll be listed down below. We can also click on multiple bars if we want to find the top proportion of animals. So really useful, we can just flick between traits we're interested in. The reality though is that most of the selection we do isn't single trait, and we want to look at traits in relation to what other traits, and that's where the trait comparison report comes in. So much like the trait distribution report, we just need to select the traits we're interested in. And the trait comparison report will plot the animals based on their breeding value for the 2 traits. So the further to the right the dot is, the better their breeding value is for the first trait, and the further up the page they are, the better their breeding value is for the second trait. And we can hover over the dot to find out who the dot represents. Alternatively, we can click and drag to create a box, and the dots will turn orange, and the animals that make up those dots will be listed below. So a really powerful tool if we want to analyze our searches and our search results in more detail.
The features we've showcased tonight are available to anyone who registers to use the Angus Australia Database. It is free and anyone's welcome to join. There are, however, additional features of the database which are only available to members of the Society. Details on the benefits of becoming a member with Angus Australia can be found by going to the Angus Australia website. So with that, we come to the end of the introduction to ANGUS.TECH. Again, if you have any questions or require further support, then there's the Angus Education Centre for written and video resources, or give staff at Angus Australia a call. We're more than happy to help you get the most out of ANGUS.TECH.